Hello and welcome to 9 News Now. For a look at your evening headlines, I'm Elizabeth Val, and we're going to start in your weather picture. We have our chief meteorologist, Dr. Steve Caprata, standing by. As Steve, it is another frigid night ahead.
Yeah, temperature's been dropping like a rock this evening, giving you a first alert to what you need to know tonight and what you need to take care of. It's all 4 P's: people, pets, plants, and pipes. So good night once again to drip a faucet, open up cabinets on exterior walls, helps allow some of the warmth in and kind of move across the pipes. And keep up with everything in our free First Alert weather app. You can find that pretty easily in your app store. We have area-wide, really statewide, an extreme cold warning that goes into tomorrow morning. Really, all that means is cold could be dangerous, especially for anybody that's outside for a prolonged period of time. Here's what we've got right now. Already down to 26 in Baton Rouge, 28 Hammond. Look at Macomb, 22. We're pretty much at or below freezing area-wide. New Orleans just above, checking in at 33. These are the forecast numbers I have for the morning. Might even knock these down a tick, but anywhere from the upper teens to low 20s for most of us until you get closer to the coast, mid-20s. So it's a widespread hard freeze on the way. That's why we say it's all 4 P's tonight. So be ready for that. Dress in layers, getting out the door tomorrow morning. And then we'll see a modest warm up, a little more than today. Low 40s at noon, highs in the upper 40s to near 50. We start out sunny, and then we see skies becoming partly cloudy. Give you a first alert to more freezes in the outlook down the road, not too far away. So we've got the one tomorrow morning. Wednesday and Thursday, mostly a light freeze, and then we're looking at additional hard freezes as we get into the weekend. Another blast of cold air will be moving into the area. All right, so here's what we've got. We're going to keep it chilly here. The other thing to note, our next rain chance late Thursday, early Friday. Liquid rain is all we see right now. Nothing frozen showing up. That's a cold front, another Arctic front, and behind it, here comes another blast of cold air into the weekend, back into the deep freeze. 37 for a high on Saturday. Got some parades this weekend. Bundle up if you're headed to those. We'll keep it chilly into early next week. Liz?
Steve, thank you. In North Louisiana, thousands are still without power as we see dangerous wind chills again tonight. Video from Shreveport shows the moment ice appears to cause a power line to explode. According to poweroutage.us, more than 100,000 people are in the dark tonight. Almost half of those outages are in Ouachita Parish. Entergy says their crews still have to fix all the damage to substations and power lines before they can fully restore power. Crews from our area have already been deployed to North Louisiana to help with those repairs. They expect to have everything back up and running by Thursday. President Donald Trump approved federal emergency disaster declarations for 12 states, including Louisiana, as much of the country is dealing with this extreme weather and conditions. So take a look. This is video out of Pittsburgh, where there is a state of emergency. The mayor there says this is the second worst snowstorm they've seen in 30 years, with most neighborhoods snowed in. Philadelphia also saw some record snow with over 9 inches, but you can see here some folks were having fun with it, using a snowboard to get around town there. And farther south in Nashville, we've seen National Guards have been deployed to help with recovery efforts, and those troops were also sent to Memphis to help with a storm response there. Emergency responders actually lost control in Memphis on an icy highway, leaving an ambulance stranded in the snow, as you can see here. And you can see those first responders trying to dig out the ambulance out of the snow piles before a tow truck eventually arrived. Also from Memphis, a sight you don't see very often, the world famous Beale Street under snow. This video coming in from our sister station WMC there. And take a look at these images. They're coming from Oxford, Mississippi, of course the home of Ole Miss. City officials say most of the county remains without power this evening, with tree damage that looks a lot like a hurricane rolled through. Limbs breaking under the weight of all that ice, along with power lines there. And this is from an area just north of Jackson, Mississippi, where they're dealing with similar conditions, ice toppling power lines and trees. This is in Yazoo County, where officials say this is the worst ice event they've seen in some time. So folks, as we continue to monitor the weather, you heard Steve mention the First Alert weather app. That's a good source. Here's another one. Our 9 News app is a great way to keep up with all the things going on in our area. You can also stream our newscast live on this app, so make sure to make that download if you haven't already. Thanks for joining us for this quick look at your headlines. Our next newscast is 9 News at 10 on WAFB. We'll see you there.